What's up guys, it's JSTJR, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a video where I answer some of the questions you guys ask me all the time and just maybe clarify some things that I think a lot of people misunderstand about DJing, festivals, bookings, all that stuff. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, lots more cool videos coming, tons of stuff up my sleeve, so make sure you subscribe for all that good stuff. Alright, so the first question, this question I get all the time from mostly up and coming producers and DJs. The number one question I'm asked is, how did you get started? How did you start getting booked? Kind of generally, how do I get started DJing and producing and making this a career instead of just a hobby? First, some cheesy, annoying advice, which I always say, but like, there really is no one right path to follow, especially because this is an artistic career and it's based around your own creativity. So the number one thing I want to say is like, there's no right way and there's no one path, and it's usually the people who make their own path that are the most successful. So keep that in mind when you're navigating this space, because you know, people will give you advice, and I think the best advice sometimes is to not follow anyone's advice. With that said, there is a good way to kind of get your foot in the door and get started in this industry, and that's to make yourself valuable to people that you want to learn from and people who are doing things in this industry. So pretty much anywhere in America, in the world, a good way to get started is to find a local club night and just volunteer to help them with something. Make yourself valuable to this person or this brand so that you can become part of the team pretty easily. So you can help with social media, you can just help with setting things up, you know, carrying stuff, helping out at the door. There's like so many jobs that you could be of value to someone. And of course, if you're a valuable asset to someone, then they'll want to help you out. And if you're driven and you use that opportunity to create more opportunities, there's pretty much always a way to you know, climb up a ladder of success by building yourself into a brand. And this could even be done through like, you know, a local DJ or producer, you know, maybe offer your help to them, see if they want your help, and maybe, you know, you guys could be valuable to each other. They can give you some tips, some pointers if they're doing well. You know, like there's always a way that you can make yourself valuable to someone, and that will come back and be valuable to you. And I've seen this at a lot, to like not play a gig if you're not getting paid, or don't do a job if you're not getting paid. And that's not necessarily good advice. Like the first gigs that I played, I think I had to like sell tickets in order to play them. But you know, in the long run, it helped me get my name out there in Boston, where I first started playing shows. So, you know, and it created opportunities to do my own shows in the future. So you just have to make sure, you know, you're aware of the value that this show is adding to your life. Even if you're not making, you know, if you're not making money off it, there could still be even more value than just money. So keep that in mind, and don't take anyone's advice. Do what you think would be best for you. How do artists get shows? You know, why do certain artists play certain festivals? Do festivals reach out to artists, or do the artists ask the festival if they can play? And you know, the same goes for clubs, different cities. You know, I always have people ask me, why haven't you come to Arizona? You know, come to New Mexico. And you know, I think that most people's perception is that the artists get to choose where they play, but that's not necessarily the case. For the most part, not always. You know, there's some exceptions like bus tours, and just, you know, there's exceptions, but for the most part, a promoter will reach out to an artist, you know, send them an offer, and then depending if it works out for that artist's team and you know, if it all makes sense, then they'll play the show. Usually they're not making these arrangements themselves, they're being asked. And for festivals, that's the case too. A promoter like Insomniac will send an offer to an artist to play this festival. It's not the other way around. Artists don't say, I want to play EDC this year, so I'm gonna hit them up and hope it works out. Alright, now addressing another question I get all the time, or just a topic, because there's a lot of questions regarding this topic, but the topic is pre-recorded sets. I get asked like, do big DJs or do famous DJs actually use pre-recorded sets? Have I ever used a pre-recorded set? Then people also asking about, you know, like how do visuals and special effects like pyrotechnics and fireworks, how do they sync up to the songs if it's not pre-recorded? Like if the video is playing the same thing as the song during the set, then it must be pre-recorded, because how else would it play at the same time? First of all, I kind of want to address just like this overall topic of DJing, because I think it'll kind of change your opinion on pre-recorded sets maybe. I actually don't think I've ever seen someone play a pre-recorded set. I've never played a pre-recorded set. Yeah, I've just never seen someone do it. I've DJ'd with a lot of DJs, you know, from extremely talented turntablist DJs to just like straight up kind of pop EDM DJs, and I've never seen a pre-recorded set, though I'm sure they exist. I've just never seen it done, and I've seen a lot of DJs. So yeah, there's, you know, the most raw form of DJing, which is just like having turntables, records. The DJ is completely beat matching by ear only. They don't really have any information, and they can't see like the waveforms of the tracks or anything. That's why a lot of people say like that's true DJing, because you know you're beat matching by ear, and it's an actual like skill. It requires a lot of practice and a lot of skill. So that's kind of like real DJing. And then there's like the modern day DJ, which is digital mostly, either like a computer with a controller, or you have what most DJs use called CDJs. They're pretty much MP3 players you plug a USB stick into, and you know, you can control the songs with the turntable jog wheels. Yeah, but it's basically like a giant MP3 player. On CDJs and laptops and controllers, a lot of DJs will turn on the sync button, and what that does is it syncs up the tracks so that they're playing at the same time. So it makes it a lot easier to DJ because you don't have to beat match. You can press play on one song, press play on the other song, and they'll be in time already. So like DJing, you know, beat matching, that part of DJing is taken care of for you. It makes it a lot easier, honestly. Think about it, you know, from the audience point of view, it doesn't really change anything that the DJ is beat matching. If anything, it makes the performance a little harder, you know, because they're spending time syncing up these tempos when they could be maybe like doing cooler tricks, or like, you know, like looping songs into another, doing different kind of cool mashups, that kind of stuff. So, you know, in theory, like beat matching, although it takes talent and I guess you could be like, oh, that's a real DJ, it's not necessarily make or break. And it's usually, if anything, for the audience, a DJ that beat matches, they're more likely to be out of time or whatever sometimes. So, you know, using the sync button, I guess some people look down on it, but I mean, in theory, it just makes you sound better. Some of the best DJs in the world use sync so that they can have a cleaner set and they can do more stuff during the set instead of spending all the time beat matching. But yeah, kind of going back to this idea of pre-recording sets, you know, if a DJ plans out their whole set, they know every song they're gonna play. If they have sync set up so that all the songs are perfectly matched to each other, other than the fact that they're kind of pressing play, they kind of already have a pre-recorded set. So I think for people to be so up in arms about pre-recorded sets, you know, it's not like I support people who do this, but also like if you have all your songs prepared and you know their order, you know when you're gonna change them, you have all the songs beat matched already with sync, then there's really not much of a difference between that and a pre-recorded set, other than the fact that they're pressing play. So if you love the DJ and you enjoy experiencing them live, then I don't know, I don't think you really need to worry about whether their sets are pre-recorded or not, because they've curated this experience for you to enjoy, and that's what makes it a special experience, not the fact that, you know, they might be doing a little more work than other DJs. I don't know, I guess I'm kind of playing devil's advocate, but that's my 2 cents. So regarding visuals synced up and like pyrotechnics, special effects synced up, how do people do that without having a pre-recorded set? Well, the VJs actually can link their software with the CDJs. So now they can see what songs the DJs are playing, and they can sync their visuals with the songs. So what they'll do is before the show, they'll get like a general set list from the DJ, and the DJ and the VJ will go through songs that they want, you know, special moments for, and they'll make specialized visuals for the songs, etc. It could be every song in a set, it could be, you know, half the songs, just a few songs, whatever. So there's like technology that can do this now. It's really cool. My first, you know, visual show that was synced like that with a VJ was at EDC this year, and it was so cool. But yeah, you don't need a pre-recorded set to do this because technology. Is being a successful DJ really just about pushing buttons? Of course, when it comes down to playing a massive festival, some DJs are just pressing buttons, but I think the question you have to ask yourself is, how did they get there? Why do they have so many fans? You know, why is their following so passionate, etc. So yeah, maybe in that moment, some DJs are just pressing buttons and not doing much work, but the work they put in to get in that position is what separates home DJs, mediocre DJs, and superstar DJs. It all starts with some dope music. Like, that's the first step. You have to make music that people like. You have to have an audience for your music to begin with, not to mention an interesting brand. And then you have to, establish a fan base. There's all these like steps involved to get to a main stage where you're playing a set for thousands and thousands of people. So, it's not really a fair question to DJs just press buttons. Of course not. There's so much work leading up to that point. I got a question from someone on Twitter about, do you get tired of listening to the same music? I mean, yeah, sometimes I definitely do get tired of listening to the same music, but I think most DJs who have made this a career find ways to kind of balance, listening to other music that they like and not just listening to the kind of music they DJ all the time. But also, I love the music that I make and that I play, and I'm always trying to find new, interesting styles of music to play, and that's what kind of keeps me excited and like fresh in this space of dance music, because I'm kind of always looking for the next sound. So yeah, sometimes you do get a little tired of listening to the same music, just like anyone else gets tired of listening to the same like mix CD that's in their car. Mix CD, those don't exist anymore. People get sick of listening to the same songs over and over. It's, same with DJs. So yeah, we kind of have to like listen to some, folk or rock music every once in a while to cleanse the palate. Someone on Instagram asked me about ghost production, like if all the DJs know which DJs ghost produce for other DJs and all that. I mean, the short answer is no. It's not like it's this secret club where you just join and then like you get all this like underground knowledge. I mean, I'm sure there's like groups of friends in the music industry that, all kind of know if they ghost produce for other people, but for the most part, it's not like some big secret that all the DJs are keeping. On the note of ghost production, I think there's like such a stigma with it, but if you think about it, if you love an artist, you love the world that they create for you as a fan, you love what they stand for, and you love the music that they put out, even if maybe they're not making all of it, or maybe they have some help. If you love that artist, then there's no reason for you to like think less of them if they have people helping them produce. I mean, I guess just ask yourself what you're in this for, like if you're a fan of an artist and you're a fan of their sound, then they're curating this sound for you. They're creating this world for you as an artist, and if you like that, then support them. I think like pop artists and rappers, they have writers. Obviously they don't all make their own beats and music, so there's such a like hard line for EDM. Like if you're not making your own music, then it's not legit, but there's a lot more to it. So I don't know. I don't use ghost producers. I make all my own music, but I also don't really get bitter about people doing it. Do you change a song if you feel like the crowd isn't feeling it? Yes. This is what makes a good DJ. This is what separates a DJ who's really DJing versus using a pre-recorded set, whatever. If you play a song and the crowd isn't feeling it, you should definitely change it. I always change it, and I try to push the limits a little bit sometimes. So there'll definitely be times where I'll play a track, the crowd isn't responding how I'd want them to or how I thought they might, and I'll always play a new song as soon as possible. And what makes a really good DJ is someone who plays the next song and they know for a fact they're gonna win the crowd back, and maybe even more so than before. This is what really separates just like a mediocre DJ from a great DJ. Being able to read the crowd and know when to change the track and what track to bring in after that track to bring the mood right back up. It's hard, but it's something that real good DJs are good at, and that's what makes a good DJ. So I hope I answered some important questions for you, maybe squashed some myths that you believed. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications. It helps me out a lot, and your support means so much to me. I started this channel half a year ago, and I can't even believe it's gotten this far already, so I really appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Hope to see you at a show or a festival soon, and until next time.